Hello, so I was at my mum and dad's the other day and I was having a look around like old cupboards and drawers because let's be honest, everyone loves to do that when they go to the parents' house because you never know what childhood sort of wonders you're going to find. I didn't actually expect to find anything because I'm a big hoarder and I brought most stuff with me to this elaborate room I have in my flat. But what I did find was my Nokia phone that I used to have when I was younger. So I thought what would make for an interesting video is if I just have a look at the games on it and just show you what was available on these old Nokia handsets, and we can just talk about sort of using these handsets and what it was like back in the day. This one isn't in the best condition, as you can see. And it also says Steffi on it because I think at one point I handed it down to my wee sister. So she's put some lovely customisations on it. But yeah, let's have a look at the games and see if they're any good. So this is my Nokia 3410 that I had when I was at school, and I'm surprised I'm saying that because for this to have survived in a Scottish school was pretty rough. I mean, I'm surprised this thing's still with us, but do you know something? They're renowned for being hilariously robust. I mean, people poke fun at new phones all the time for being so fragile and prone to sort of complications and faults and bugs, and here you have the old Nokia phone from the God knows how long ago, and is still going strong. I think this was out in 2003 or 2002. That's when I recall having it. My last year of what we call primary school in Scotland before I went into high school, I had this phone. Anyway, yeah, so these phones were quite popular for a while, and I knew a lot of people that were sort of talking about them and wanted to kind of use one again, just because, as I said, it was quite funny that these phones are outlasting modern phones, which is quite funny in itself. I mean, it's just, I don't need to explain why that's funny, that everyone's getting ripped off, and meanwhile your phone that you've got in your drawer is still working perfectly fine. Don't get me wrong, this is in the days before phones had cameras, before they had even colour screens, or could basically, they couldn't even play polyphonic ringtones and things like that. So I mean, they are quite primitive, but what I do remember this phone being good for is this phone had a selection of games on it. So I thought that's what we would look at today. So if you just bear with me, I'm going to zoom into the screen. So let's take a look at some games. I'm going to talk about the features of this phone in another video sometime when I refurbish it and make it look a bit better and maybe get a couple of other handsets. And I also have a Through the Decades video which is going to cover like old mobile phones. So instead of looking at everything on the phone today, we're just going to look at the games. And as you can see, there's not much in the games menu, although there is this download game sort of option, of which if I try and go to it, it can't connect to this sort of old cellular data network that it used to use. But basically you could go online and spend a lot of money on your bill and download games onto the device. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to look at the games already on it, and there is actually a not bad selection for the time on it. So if I press select and select game, you're going to notice the daddy of all Nokia games there, Snake. This one's Snake 2, which I'm not too sure what the difference between Snake 1 and Snake 2 is, but nevertheless, it's Snake. And if you don't know what Snake is, which I'll be quite surprised if you don't because it is a very popular game back then, Snake, you take on the role of a snake in inverted commas because, God, it's just made up of sort of pixels. And oh God, I'm doing terrible already. The idea is that you use the down and up arrow keys to make the snake sort of turn clockwise or anti-clockwise, and you collect these sort of, or you eat these sort of pellets, kind of like in a Pac-Man sort of style. So the sort of gimmick to this game is the more you eat, the longer your snake gets, which, sorry, pardon the innuendo, but that is true. The more you eat, the longer your snake gets, and that can become a problem for you because if you're not careful, you'll get too long and you'll have but no option but to run into yourself, and if you run into yourself, that's game over. We're going to eat this spider here. So as you can see, like bigger sort of items come up, like spiders and all sorts of nasty wee bugs that you can munch away on, and you get points. So as you can see, the points are up in the sort of top left corner there, and that's the whole game. And this game is so bloody addictive. I used to sit basically skiving off of my schoolwork playing this game under the table, and we used to kind of have competitions to see who could get the sort of highest score. So I mean, for such a simplistic game, it's definitely a lot of fun. And just for the sake of sort of demonstrating the game, I'm going to cause myself to die. So there you go. If you run into yourself, it's game over. You start to flash, the snake cries, and it tells you your score. So that's the gist of Snake. And we can look at the rest of the games. Now the rest of these games, I'm not going to lie, I don't really know how to play a lot of them anymore, and I can't really remember what they are, so this is probably going to be just as much a surprise to me as it's going to be to you. But some of you might have kind of fond memories of the rest of these games. I'm pretty sure I did play them back in the day, but I honestly can't mind what they're like. So this next one's Space Impact. If I remember right, Space Impact is like a sort of a horizontal shooter, which is it's kind of funny to have one of them on a phone, especially back then. And I mean, this is what kind of caused Nokia to sort of bring out the N-Gage in the first place, because they knew that they could make effective games on a mobile, but the way they went about it with the N-Gage was just totally wrong, and you'll hear about that in another video, and I'm sure you'll hear about that in lots of videos, I'm sure, all over the internet. But anyway, Space Impact. So as I said, it's a vertical shooter. Most games, I'm pretty sure, you use the sort of the 0 and the 8 key, which is the sort of down and up on the sort of the other end. Oh, you can go forward and back as well with the hash and the star key. And as you can see, I've not figured out how to shoot yet. Oh, there you go. You press 3 to shoot. I would move the camera so you could see the buttons, but that's just going to make it hard for you to see. So use 3 to shoot, and you can sort of move all around the screen using hash, star, 8 and 0 as your sort of up, down, left, right. And yeah, so far, I mean, this game actually seems quite good, to be honest. It's better than I thought it would be, actually. I thought it would be more primitive than this. It seemed more like just an actual spaceship shooter. I mean, some of the sort of spaceship shooters in the Game Boy are even this primitive, so really it's actually doing the job of a Game Boy here, which I'm quite surprised that I didn't know it was capable of that. But yeah, I do seem to be cheesing it a wee bit right now, because I'm just holding in the 3 key, and it's just like, you know, doing continuous sort of triple fire of bullets, and nothing seems to be able to get to me. Apart from that, when I couldn't figure out how to shoot, I've lost a life, as you can see up the top there. But yeah, I do seem to be I seem to be doing all right. I'm guessing this is a power up coming along. And I also have what seem to be like missiles, but I'm not sure how to fire them. I'm going to try. It's not one. One's an alternative fire button. Oh, there you go. There's a boss. It looks like a massive kidney bean. I didn't know there was bosses in this. I thought it was just basically see how long you can survive waves of ships. Oh, boss is dead already. I'm guessing the early levels of the game. Oh, there you go. This is actually like a pro. I like this. See, I'm really surprised by this. It's actually quite good. What was I even saying there? Yeah, I can't figure out how to use the missiles. Let me just try a couple of buttons. Oh, there you go. It's the 6 key uses sort of missiles. So we're going to keep them for the boss. We'll see how far we can get. Oh, we'll see how far we can get. Dead. No, we'll see how we do. I quite like the fact that it changed from sort of a night sky, like a space sky, to like going into the atmosphere of a planet. That's actually really cool. I don't know if there's any sound to this game, because I think I've actually got the phone on silent, so I'm going to have to sort of unmute the game after this and see if there's any sound for this game. I doubt it. I don't think any of these games did have sound, or at least I don't recall them having sound, but that's probably because I mostly played these during class. Oh, there's another boss, and this one's like a big lizard. We're going to fire a missile at him. Fire 2 missiles at him. See if he dies. Nope, he's not dead yet. There we go. And on to the next stage. This is quite a good game. No, honestly, I'm really impressed by this game. Don't know how easy... Oh, seems to be underwater. I don't know how easy it would be to complete this game, but honestly, it's quite entertaining for a phone game. I'm really surprised. This might be already like a well-renowned game. I just couldn't remember. All I could really recall is... I knew I played other games on this, but I didn't know they were this good. Snake is basically all I remembered. Oh, I'm back alive. It looks like I have continues. What we're going to do is actually just give me 2 wee settings. So I turned the phone on to sort of general sound instead of silent, and I'm actually surprised because the game does have sort of sounds, although they are very annoying, as you can hear. I mean, that if you're going to rapid fire like that, it's going to do your nut in. I don't know what sound the sort of... Apparently that's a laser beam I've picked up. Yeah, so there is sounds, but they are sort of limited, and that's to be expected because even the ringtones on this thing aren't that great. They're sort of just monophonic. Oh, there you go, I'm dead. So yeah, there is sound in the games, it's just they sound kind of primitive. Okay, so let's have a look at the next game on the list, and the next game I think is Bumper, which I'm pretty sure is a pinball game. Yep, it's pinball. We'll see how good a pinball game it is, because I can't quite recall, and I've actually got into pinball games in recent years, so let me just check the controls. 1 is the left bumper, or the left flipper, sorry, and 3 is the right flipper. Two presses simultaneously both. Not sure what and apparently it's 5 to sort of launch the ball. So let's see how we can do with this game. Let's see what the physics are like, because I don't imagine the physics will be great, but you know, it's worth a sort of look. The ball doesn't seem to be coming down. The sound is really annoying. I'm gonna have to turn the sound back off, because you probably can't hear me talk. Not that you probably want to hear me talk anyway, but hey. But yeah, it's a pinball game. Nope. The physics are floaty, to say the least. But yeah, it's a pinball game. Probably quite entertaining if you're sitting on a train. Let's move on to the next game. So next game on the list is something called Band to Me, which I have no idea what that is. There you go, you can see 2 baskets of whatever the hell that is. Let's go to new game. I actually can't remember this one at all, so forgive me if I can't play it right. Oh, okay. This seems to be some sort of... How the hell do you play this? What? Oh, I really don't know how to play this. Hold on. Let's go back. Yeah, let's see if we can figure out how to play this game. Or if it's going to be a rubbish game, I'm not even going to bother with it. Right. Band to Me. Continue new game. Instructions. Here we go. So, collect the most beans to win the game. Your pots are the black ones. Numbers show how many beans there are in each pot. So, I don't get what you do. I don't even understand what. So, the hand drops the beans one by one. Right, so... I get what they're doing. I take it, is there a maximum to how much you can have in a pot or something? Right, I'm not being funny, but this is too complicated for this time of night. Because it's quite late at night, I've decided to video this, so, you know, on a whim. But yeah, that's Band to Me apparently. It might be quite fun if you actually learn how to play it, but you know, I'm looking for some mindless fun right now, so Band to Me doesn't sound like the game for me. And the last game on this list is Link 5, which is going to be basically Connect 4, isn't it? Or Tetris or something like that. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be Tetris? No, it's going to be like Connect 4, isn't it? Continue, sorry, press the run button. I've not quite figured out what the buttons are yet. I should probably just look at the instructions, to be honest. Nah, still not figured out what the buttons are. Right, now we're going to have to go back and look at the instructions, aren't we? Instructions. Be the first to create an unbroken line of 5 tiles. Vertically or horizontally or diagonally. So it's basically Connect 4, but how do you place them? Use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to move. Corresponding direction, and then set a new tile by pressing the 5 key. Okay, so it's Connect 4, man. Although they couldn't get the sort of the rights of Hasbro probably, or they didn't want to pay for them, so they've made it Link 5, which is like the Poundland version. So press 5. What am I doing now? Oh, it's still me. Oh, I see. It's just the player 2 is like, it's not animated, so it just the turn basically happens instantly. Yeah, I mean, this is alright, suppose. Kinda entertaining if you could... Oh, there you go. The phone one, basically, I think. Oh no, it's not Connect 4. There you go, you won, so you did a victory dance. So hoo-ha, there you go. But yeah, that was a casual look at some of the games that were available on the original Nokia phones, such as the Nokia 3410. And this is what kept me entertained and probably ruined my career forever, because I am now rubbish at maths because I didn't pay attention to maths because of this phone. Curse you, phone. You will rue the day that you ruin my career again. Look at me, always looking to blame somebody for my problems. Anyway, I just wanted to have a wee look at the games on it and see how they were. So thanks for watching, and I'll probably have a video up soon based on the Intellivision I picked up off eBay. I put that video up a couple of days ago, and I'm going to test it out because I've got a game on its way that I bought cheap on eBay. So yeah, I'll see you then.